Hey guys, Moose here. Welcome back to Stonehearth and our Ascendancy playthrough, and we have a fun topic for today. There is a better game, well not better, but a more popular, more successful game that I could talk about today that I'm not going to because it's not as relevant personally, that came out on the 4th of January, or sorry, 4th of February, new month, of 20, what month? 2000? It was 2000. Yeah, that one came out in 2000. So, long time ago, and it's a very popular series. I'm sure if you want to, you can easily see which one that is. If you look through the list of games released on that date, well, there's probably only one. I gave you the year. Oh, fuck it, it's The Sims. I'm not going to talk about The Sims, though. I have played The Sims a bit, but that is not the one that we're going to talk about that came out on a February 4th. What we are going to talk about is a game that was very meaningful for Karen, my girlfriend, and is a game that You're gonna die. Okay. Whatever. It's more meaningful for Karen than for me. But that's interesting. They trigger in a weird place. You guys are breaking them? What assholes. Oh, that's hilarious. Okay, well, if that's gonna happen, then I'm just gonna take these back. Because they just can't make it through. They run too long to... Are these not shooting, though? I don't understand why they don't shoot. I thought they were supposed to be able to shoot over walls. Maybe if I move them back. But, yeah, anyway. I bought it as well. It's a 3DS title from February... I keep saying January. February 4th, 2013. So about 4 years ago now. It's been quite a while. But that game is Fire Emblem Awakening. And like I said, it's for the 3DS. I played it a bit, didn't finish it, couldn't really get into it, but like I recognized the appeal, for sure. It was a decent game. Better than decent, it actually restored faith in the Fire Emblem franchise for a lot of people, and there were a lot of issues that series was having at that time where it was just not really... People weren't enjoying it, I guess. Right, I could probably let people go. Forgot they were, I forgot we were on alert mode there. But yeah, I think it was using, if I remember correctly, a really old school art style, and it just wasn't adapting to modern times. This is kind of cool watching the trees pop up. Boop, boop, boop. They're all popping up. In fact, this one popped up with a sapling on top of it. That's hilarious. But yeah, it just didn't modernize. Like, they didn't modernize the series at all. It looked really old. It had permadeath. It was pretty hardcore. Which in some series work, but I think that series, the fan base had kind of died off. It wasn't working. But with Fire Emblem Awakening, they revitalized interest in the series, and you may remember that not that long ago they released 2 new games for the series. Can't remember what they were called, but I bought them. Karen's got both of them right now because she's far more into the series than me, but they added, or not added, but they put in a lot of the features that people enjoyed the most into Fire Emblem Awakening, and that kind of contributed, in addition to the new art style, which I'll talk about in a little bit, to why it succeeded and why it kind of revitalized the series for sure. And, you know, I know, yeah, everyone knows the characters are in Smash and they weren't going anywhere, so they wouldn't have died. I'm not saying the series would have gone away, I'm just saying they wouldn't have been doing much with it. I think they'd said that Awakening was supposed to be the last in the series, but at the same time, you know, if you're putting the characters in Smash, that's not really going away. Like, you're always keeping it there as an option to make more games from. So I don't know how much I really put, how much stock I put in that, because it seems silly to suggest that they would have the series, or have the series be represented in one of the biggest properties that they have, while simultaneously saying it's dead and we're done with it. Not really honest, you know? So, anyway, personal opinion on that one. Just selling some skins here. Yeah, it's a pretty good series. I played the 2 newer ones more than I played Awakening. they're both good. They're good turn-based. If you're not familiar with the series, they're like turn-based. It's like, think Final Fantasy Tactics. Strategy RPG, turn-based strategy RPG. No, there's a word for that. God, why can't I remember it? There's a word for that genre, and I can't remember for the life of me what it was. Anyway, it's pretty interesting. I enjoy the concept. You could see it as a little bit more character-driven version of Final Fantasy Tactics, and to be fair, when I say that, I'm coming at it from the perspective of someone who never played the original FFT. I only played Advance and A2, which... Advance was okay. I kind of enjoyed it. A2 was bad. What are you even doing? Dude. Why are you over there? Someone rescue this idiot? Why are you guys even coming out here? I know the whole point of this maze thing was giving you the option to come out here, but that doesn't mean you should be over there. Alright, well, hopefully someone will rescue him. Looks like this guy might be doing it. No. You're eating food that you've inexplicably taken out here. The blacksmith. Why is the blacksmith out here? I am so lost. You're sad, but help your friend, because you're gonna be more sad if he dies. Oh well, they'll go get him, hopefully. You're doing it? Master Mason? No, you're eating random food that's over here for no particular reason as well. I, for the life of me, have no clue what's going on right now. But whatever, we'll let it run. If they get him, they get him. If they don't, well, we'll get a new person back. But yeah, it's like a more character-driven strategy RPG. It's pretty cool. I enjoyed it, but honestly, I prefer more tactics style. Especially, like, there's a lot of things that were in Tactics Advance that I preferred. Like, I think in, this is gonna be, just say 25 for now. It's 25 plus 3. I'm stupid. Should have been 28, but whatever. That's one short, so that's 19. I really, really didn't like that weapons are limited use. And you'd have to buy a new one. That, to me, always seemed like a fantastically stupid mechanic. I hate that I don't think I've ever seen that done in a way that I was happy about. Is this gonna be 18, I think? I never, ever enjoy it. It always seems like some bullshit that's being forced on me. Okay. Someone's fighting somewhere, I don't know why. You're dead, dude. You're totally fucked. At least he's just a worker. But I really wish that someone would go help him. Alright, well... Anyway, but yeah, like... I feel like... There was sort of... Oh, that's unfortunate. He's gonna die right after the daily update again. In Tactics, you would use a weapon to learn a skill. Basically, you'd have a guy use a weapon for a certain amount of time, and then they'd know whatever skill was associated with that weapon. And that kind of gave weapons long-term use beyond just having them. And I think that was, or beyond just like, alright, well, this is level 4 and I'm level 5, so now it's useless. Yeah, whatever. That's your own fucking fault, as far as I'm concerned. I bet you they'll come out now that they need to move that. Oh well, that's life. Honestly, I don't know why they're even out there. There's nothing to do over here. It's very strange. But, like I said, life goes on. But I feel like that was a much better mechanic. Yeah, they're totally going for it. You selfish assholes. That was a much better mechanic for handling old equipment. Whereas with Fire Emblem, they just, like, say, well... It'll run out of durability and then you can't use it anymore. And it's just really, really stupid, in my opinion. I really cannot get behind that mechanic at all. It's not entertaining. It's a lazy way to handle progression through equipment. I understand that they're doing it so that you don't get your inventory clogged up with tons of old shit, but that happens anyway. Because as soon as you do that, you get too good to use syndrome. And you say, well, this weapon's really good, so I'm not going to use it because I don't want to run out of durability for when I actually need it. And then you outlevel it without ever having touched it. So maybe that's not exactly how it works in Fire Emblem. It's a little bit more complex than that. And Karen's probably going to yell at me for this, but I just... That's what I usually see when I think of a mechanic like that, and I really, really don't like it. It frustrates me. Yeah, I don't think it's a good design. And yeah, it just really irritates me. What the fuck are you doing over there? What the... Oh my god. That's our Mason too, I don't... Fine. You can come through that way. I hate my Hearthlings so much. What if I try a different version of that trap here? And I say, open up there. What if I use the traps here? Try that. Yeah, anyway, I'm complaining about it, but it's not a bad game. Fire Emblem's a good series, you know, don't get me wrong. It's just there's a few things about it that I personally am not a fan of, which is fine. Not every game is made to please me. And I've certainly pissed off my girlfriend quite a bit with everything that I've said in this episode, so hopefully she won't watch it and I'll be fine. If not, there will be 4 or 5 days of her being pissed at me for... What is that noise? They're monsters fighting each other? Oh shit. Okay, well that's completely ineffective. Okay, that did not work the way I expected. Didn't I was shooting over here before. What the hell? That's a pain in the ass. So what happens? Do we just take the materials back? Okay, so I have another plan for this that I'm going to try, but I don't really like it. So I think I know how to do this properly. I think, but I'm not sure. We'll see. It'd be great if you could rescue this idiot. I know you're not gonna, because that would be the right thing to do, but it'd be great if you did. Oh my god. Everyone is stupid. Why would you even be out there? I'm just gonna wall it off, because I can't protect these idiots from themselves. Alright, well, if they don't rescue her, that's it. We're done. I'm walling it off. And we'll try it over here instead. Because this is not working. I swear to God, wasn't it shooting over before and now it's just not doing that anymore? It's very annoying. I thought I knew what I was getting with this, but apparently I was mistaken. No, they're invading from where it's like 3 back-to-back invasions. Come on. But yeah, Fire Emblem was good. It's just not really what I'm looking for out of a tactical RPG. That's the word, it was tactical RPG. You know how it took me so long to come up, or not come up with, but remember that. It was very good though, but oh, before I forget, the art, actually, I didn't know this, I only found this out today, I'm actually very interested by it. Yeah, of course you're dead, because you're fucking stupid. You deserve to die, honestly. And they broke the... Oh, great, they attacked from over here too? When the fuck did that happen? Like, genuinely, when did that happen? Where is my military? Oh, they're over here. Is this guy being healed? No. Okay, they're just spreading out their damage, that's the issue. You know what? Whatever. I don't even care anymore. What are you guys doing over here? Go home. finally the new idiot joined. I mean, I guess I can't wall it off because I need new people, but... God, this is so irritating, though. I could not possibly be more annoyed with what's happening here. Alright. You could pick all this shit up, that'd be great. Why is there more fighting music? Could just please, for the love of God, stop. Just fucking stop. Okay, something died. I don't know where. I couldn't see it. Anyway, finally, now with all that bullshit dealt with, the art of Fire Emblem, which was one reason why it succeeded where other Fire Emblem games had failed in the recent past. I don't recall what the one previous to Awakening was, but as I understand it, it used very old style art, which, you know, is fine sometimes, but when your game doesn't have that rabid of a following, it can be a problem. So, the art was done by Yusuke Kozaki, who apparently, and this is the part that I learned today, which is interesting to me, he's the guy who did the art for No More Heroes, which is a Wii title with, and this'll just, in this, everything, the very quick thing I'm about to say will give you a perfect idea of what this game was like. Yes, of course you died, because again, just like everyone else who's died out there, you're a fucking idiot. No More Heroes, the protagonist was named Travis Touchdown. That'll tell you right away. Now you can kind of see what I'm talking about. And then his weapon... Please, no. Please. No. Guys. Oh, lock them out. Yes, lock them out. Aha. I feel bad. I shouldn't have done that. They're already going around. They're gonna die. They're gonna die so fast. Alright, whatever. How do I... Right. No, 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 no. Okay, whatever. They did it. Are they coming back now? No, it doesn't update their pathing. So yeah. The main character's name was Travis Touchdown, and... the story was something like he had to prove he was the best assassin by killing a bunch of other assassins or something like that. There's a whole bunch of really stupid minigames between, and not stupid and like poorly made, but stupid as in like funny minigames you had to do in between the boss fights, which were fighting other assassins. And his weapon was basically, imagine if, okay, here we go again. Yeah, at least you're gonna die close enough that I might be able to get you here. Go poof, please. His weapon was basically, imagine if you took a lightsaber and then you applied, like, science to it and said, well, it can't work that way, it has to have something on the other end of the blade stopping it. So you have to have, like, has to be, you'd have the blade, but then you'd have something at the far end, like, ending the beam, basically. And what that would be, whatever, you can argue and say, oh, it should be this or that, the other thing. Not the point. But then you also, instead of having a beam, put in a fluorescent light bulb. Which looked... it looked very stupid in my opinion, but it was also kind of funny. I don't know if that was like a deliberate, like, haha, this is Star Wars, look, kind of thing, but it came off that way to me. And I thought it was funny. I played it a little bit, but I wasn't really that into it, to be honest. Not really my style of game for the most part. It was fine. It was like a bad version of DMC, basically, in my opinion. But yeah, so that was the guy who did the art, and I had no idea. I mean, you never think you connect No More Heroes and... Could you not do what you're doing, though? Because you're about to do something very stupid and get yourself killed. And my military is coming, so this is fine. Yeah, you'd never think, like, you'd have No More Heroes and then related to it in any way Fire Emblem Awakening. That makes no sense to me. They're so completely different that I would never think of it in that way. But yeah, they are connected. Who knew? interesting other note, or not other note, but sorry, another feature of Fire Emblem, and one of the things that made it particularly attractive to several people that I know, including Karen, was that one of the core things of the game, basically you have your party, and you have however many different characters, and, you know, a whole bunch of people, and they all have personalities and stuff. It, you know, like I said, it's character-driven tactical RPG, as opposed to Tactics, which is more mechanic-driven, I would say. One of the things that you have, and I think this really aids in making it a good character-driven game, is that you can actually foster relationships between your different party members. So that basically comes down to shipping, if you know what that is, and I'm assuming you most likely do, or should know what shipping is, and that's basically pairing up characters and saying, oh, they're a couple, and you could actually have children in Fire Emblem Awakening. I believe you pick which, please. No, please. You idiots. You fucking idiots. You're not responsible enough to be allowed outside, so you're not going to be allowed outside. At least we're still at 40. Like, that's surprising, to be honest, but we'll figure it out. But yeah, so you could get a relationship, and it was actually, the mechanic for it was interesting too. I thought they did a good job with this, because it's not just, oh, well, you have them talk to each other, though that is part of it. It's also a little bit more complex than that. You actually have them fight next to each other, and when they do a combo attack together, they gain relationship points, and they become closer. It's, I don't know, I thought it was interesting. I realize that's not really everyone's cup of tea. It's a little cheesy, and definitely something that you would, let's say, identify as being a fairly Japanese thing. But I think it's a pretty cool thing to have in a game. I think it's interesting. So, anyway. Yep, today was the release of Fire Emblem back in 2013. Interesting game. Sorry, I'm still kind of getting used to doing these kinds of videos, and I got sidetracked a few times there and probably missed a few details that I had wanted to talk about. So I apologize for that, but hopefully it was entertaining, and if you haven't heard of the Fire Emblem series or haven't looked into it, I hope I've given you a reason to potentially look at it and check out. Maybe there's a couple features of the series that I mentioned that you'd be interested in enjoying yourself. So if it sounds interesting, give it a shot. You can always, you know, technically not legal, I think, but, you know, it is possible to emulate these games, so if that's what you need to do to basically have a demo of the game and see if you want to purchase it, hopefully eventually, then that's your business. So consider it if you'd like to take a look at what the game's like, and hopefully enjoy it if you do. Karen definitely did, and that's probably one of her favorite games of all time, so maybe not. I'm not actually sure. I think it was, though. She'll be mad at me for not knowing that. Actually, she totally won't, but I'll be disappointed. Well, I am disappointed in myself for not knowing, but I'm fairly certain it is one of her favorites. Anyway, before I embarrass myself further, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you'll join us for the next one as well. Take care.